Hello, I. Hello, I. Hey, I'm back with another one. I hope you lots are enjoying it so far. Um, Today, my topic of discussion is going to be types. Okay, types of people. What types I believe should be attracting other types. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Okay, so there's different types of women. Okay, so you've got the ultra super feminine woman, who perhaps is more into the nurturing, looking after others, etc. Okay, then you've got the more masculine woman, okay, who is more time a go-getter, ambitious, super driven, etc. Would rather be out, maybe let's say working rather than looking after the kids, etc., etc. Okay, so there's all these different types of women, okay, but I'm gonna specifically sort of speak more towards masculine traded women and ultra soft feminine women. Okay, now I am definitely like, obviously I'm a woman first, but I'm definitely I've got my masculine traits. Okay, so a woman like me, for instance, who is of course in her feminine energy, however has masculine traits, what I believe you should be attracting and what will work best for you would be a man, yeah, obviously who's in his masculine, however has feminine traits as well. Okay, why? Because that will balance you out. Because let me tell you something, okay, being a masculine girl, and as you can see, and just because you're a masculine girl don't mean that you don't wear dresses, or you don't dress up, or you don't wear jewelry, I mean makeup, etc., etc., or you're in trackies all day. No. Okay, it's just about your persona. Okay, I'm very, when I walk in a room, you'll feel my presence. I know. Okay, like my energy isn't passive. Okay, my energy is very much yeah, like I've never been I've never been that super ultra girly girl. Do you get what I mean? Okay. Now, with someone like me, when I used to date, like, even though I'm telling you now, I always used to pick like the sweet boys. Like that was my thing. Okay, I loved the sweet boy. I didn't care what anybody said. If you want to call them simps or whatever, did it? That was my type. But sometimes I would reel off my type, okay? And then I would date like these masculine guys, okay? These super masculine guys. Now the problem, what happened then is we just repelled each other, right? Because remember, even though I'm like, let's say if I put in percentages, for instance, okay? I would say let's say I'm like 70% feminine energy, okay, and then 30% I would say 60. Let's say I'm 60% feminine energy and then 40% masculine, okay. But then I meet a man, yeah, who's like 90% masculine and 10% feminine. We are going to clash. Why? Because there's too much masculine energy. There's not enough feminine energy in the relationship to sustain itself. Does that make sense? Okay. Whereas, let's say, like my relationship with my man now, yeah. So I'd say I'm like 60% feminine, and then I'd say, well, now, like, getting into the relationship with him, I feel like I've definitely become more feminine. So I would say like 70-30, okay. But the old me, definitely 60-40. So now I'll say 70-30 towards my feminine energy, and then my man, for instance, I would say he's 70% masculine and a good, or 80% masculine, 70%, and and then a good 30 or 20% feminine. And that's why me and him work amazingly, right? Because we have an equal balance of masculine and feminine energy. And that's why we don't repel each other, right? Because he's obviously in his masculine energy, right? Because he's the masculine and I am the feminine, okay? That's how soulmates work, etc., etc. I am his opposite, all right? Now, and he is my opposite. Now, however, even though I'm feminine energy, I present feminine, yeah? And he is masculine energy, I still have everybody, by the way, no one, no matter how masculine you are, no matter how feminine you are, you still have the opposite sex or energy in you as well. It's just all in levels, okay? So for me, because obviously I've got quite a bit of masculine energy, it's good that he has quite a bit of feminine energy to balance it out. Because, okay, now I'll give you examples. When I dated this ultra masculine guy. He was a Virgo as well, so you can imagine, you know, they're perfectionists, etc., etc. Now, at first, I was gassed because, you know, he was like, you know, leading and whatnot. But then I realized very quickly that, not even trying to be rude or not trying to be an asshole or anything like that, but I was definitely more like intellectually ahead of him. Okay, that sounds such like a cuntish thing to say, but I was, right? And then it's like, I would try to like shut my mouth when he would say something, speak on something, but I knew for a fact what he was speaking on wasn't actually it. And then when I would try to correct him, at first he would be defensive and attack me a lot of the time, and then usually it would take him quite a bit to come back around after and be like, man, you know what you said to me the other day actually deep, you was right, you know, I can't deal with guys like that. I can't deal with a man that doesn't understand that just because I'm a woman and I got a between my legs, okay, it does not mean that I is slow or I is dumb or that you are smarter than me just because you are a male. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And I can't deal with people like that. Do you see what I'm saying? I can't deal with guys like that, especially they trigger me a lot, or they used to trigger me a lot. Now I just think they're unhappy. But now, for instance, say I was a woman that was perhaps, you know, ultra in her feminine energy, and she, you know, like I said, is more of a nurturer, stay at home, wants to care and provide, you know, how can I say, she's not really into like book smart and all of this stuff or whatever, you know. I feel like women like that, they are more they should be they're the ones that are more attracting the super masculine guys that want to lead you and, you know, and want to take control of everything and all of this stuff. You guys can more suit that type of energy. Why? Because you're super in your feminine energy and they're super in their masculine energy, okay? Which means that you lots can balance each other out, okay? Because you lots will be able, for instance, how can I say it? All right, so like I said, everybody will have a little bit of each in them anyway, okay? But say, for instance, a woman is 80% feminine and 20% masculine, and the man is 80% masculine and 20% feminine. You two are going to go together, okay? So, if you're a more passive woman, like, for instance, you know, and you know what kind of woman I'm talking about? You know, your quiet girls, the good girls, the girl next door types, whatever. You, man, are the ones that suit the guys that did it, because you lots don't want to... You, as a more passive female or more, you know, I don't want to come off, I want to find words that are more politically correct, yeah? But you are more in tune or more accepting of guidance. Does that make sense? Whereas me, I can't lie, because I'm so strong and in my, like, I know what I want and I feel like, yo, and I've always been independent and I've always and it's not to say that I don't rely on my man, because like, I rely on my man for a lot of stuff. But my man also is very much aware of my capabilities in decision making, okay? But if you're a woman and you really don't want to make decisions and all of this stuff, I'm talking about mostly, I say water signs, yeah? Water signs, earth signs. I feel like you lots more time, but then again, that's... Okay, I'm talking about stereotypical signs, okay? Stereotypically wise, okay? Because water signs and earth signs, you lots tend to be on the more... In women, you lots tend to be more on the feminine side, right? Even in with men, okay? But I'm just talking about, like I said, stereotypically. Don't come for me if you're a water sign and you have very masculine energy in you and be like, oh, you get me? I'm just talking about stereotypically, okay? So now, if you know you're like that and you know you're more soft and you don't want to really make decisions, that's why a man that is like the alpha male, those will better suit your type. However, if you did then decide to go with a guy that's also passive, that's also really chill, also has a lot of has a lot of feminine energy within him, you two are just gonna clash and you lot won't move anywhere. Because remember, masculine energy directs, okay? Masculine energy directs, it's forward moving. Feminine energy is creative. We just flow. Yeah. Okay. So that means that you two are just gonna really get nowhere in life. Okay. You're gonna be there will be a lot of you know, more like, what will I say? There will be a lot of intimacy and stuff in the beginning. Yeah. However, I just personally, I just don't think it will last, because you lots will both be in your feminine energy and nobody's gonna be that person to be the decision maker, to take lead, etc. And when you lots try to do that, when one of you tries to be the more take charge, take lead, and you would think, okay, that's when the man has to step up, right? But if that man has a lot more feminine energy in him, okay, he might not want to step up. That might not be his thing. He might not want, not every man wants to be the sole decision maker in the house. Not every man wants to be the end all of be all, okay? And a lot of the times, I've been real with you. What I personally find is when the woman, okay, is very headstrong, okay, and she's with a man that loves her off, I feel like those are the most successful relationships. When in reality, the woman behind closed doors is the one leading, okay? Those are the most successful relationships, okay? When the man really loves her, really trusts her, and I'm not trying to say that that man isn't a provider, because trust me, he's still manning, okay? But, all right, just because you are a provider, etc., and you're providing for your missus, it doesn't mean that you are also that same alpha male that believes only my decisions are key, whatever I say goes, etc., etc., okay? When you are a man, okay, that can listen to your woman and take heed and take instructions, okay, and not even instructions like that, but take advice, okay? Because a lot of the time, as women, we can see way more beyond what as a man you can see, because a lot of the times, like I said, you lots are direct and you lots are target driven. Target. We are more creative. We use both sides of our brain, okay? So trust me, I genuinely do believe that them relationships where the woman, okay, is in charge behind closed doors, okay, and the man is basically given. So basically it's like this, okay? I'll give an example of me and my man, okay? I love my man, okay, and my man knows I love him, okay? I never question his love for me. He never questions my love for him, all right? And one thing I'll tell you about my man is me and my man will make decisions together, but my man really, really listens to me. And he says straight up, he's like, I have no problem listening to you because I see how things pan out for you in your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know how real somebody has to be straight up and be like, listen, I have no problem listening to you, yeah? Because I see how you move in your life and the manifestations that you manifest. And you know what? Yeah, I'm down for that. And I do trust your decisions. And sometimes I can make a decision or say something, and then my man will come back to me and I'll be like, okay, actually, maybe not this. And then we'll talk and we'll communicate. And communication is key. And it's not to say that, I wear the pants in the relationship. I do. And all of this stuff, yeah. But my man is happy, my man is fulfilled, my man is why? Because I don't take him out of his masculine energy. Do you know how I don't do that? Well, number one is I let my man help me. Okay, a lot of you women are super independent, and I get that a lot. I get that. I understand that because we was raised in single parent households where we saw our mum do everything, go with it. And like I said, as women, I is I. We are so I. So in reality, yes, we can do everything but we do not want to, and neither should we. Even in the animal kingdom, you see the males do the most elaborate things trying to win the woman's heart. But you man, a lot of you man, some of you man, have seemed to forget that, it is an honor, it is a pleasure to cater to your woman. Same way it is an honor, it is a pleasure to cater to my man, okay? And we have that deep understanding. My nose thing keeps falling down. Yeah, we have that deep understanding, okay? That deep love for each other. And for instance, I don't take the bins out. I don't take the bins out. I don't carry bags. And I ask my man to, my man opens the bottles up for me and that, because I really can't open most of these motherfucking jars and shit, okay? And the funniest thing is, I'm such a lucky and blessed woman because, like I said, because my man is also got, his feminine energy as well, and he's in tune with his emotions and all of that stuff. My man cooks and cleans as well. Obviously, I cook and clean as well. But, he loves to cater to me. He loves to cater to me. And he has no shame about it. A lot of you, man, feel shameful, almost you lot shouldn't be all over your woman, or you shouldn't be obsessed, or you shouldn't bro, you should be obsessed with your woman. There's nothing wrong with that, my brother. And the maddest thing is, the more obsessed with your woman is, the more she will pump into you and feed you. I feel like a lot of the times the conversations I'm hearing, I feel like it's because these men have never truly been in love. It's just been transactional. Because when a man is truly in love, he gives the world to his woman. He gives the world to his woman, okay? So now I'm going to go back into types. Okay, just to make your life easier, figure out where do you range on. Are you more of a, like I said, even though you're a female, yeah, you will be in your feminine energy, okay, you will be feminine, but like I said, if you've got more masculine in you, then go for a guy that has more has a bit more feminine energy in him. Does that make sense? To balance you out. And if you're a super ultra feminine woman with hardly any masculine energy in you, yeah, then go for a super masculine guy, okay, with a little bit of feminine energy. That you lots will work. You lots will balance each other out, okay? But one thing I will say to you is this. Okay, being in your super feminine, it also doesn't mean being a doormat. It also doesn't mean being an idiot. It also doesn't mean getting taken for a dickhead, okay? Listen to me very carefully. Being in your feminine energy doesn't mean that you're just gonna let any man lead you off the motherfucking cliff, okay? Use your sense, use your common sense, and just because you're in your feminine energy doesn't use your feminine energy, I to choose the mate that suits you, okay? And don't let that guy just run off the rails. Don't let him, even if he is like, you know, the super alpha guy and he wants to be the head of the household and all that, you know deep down I who's pulling the strings. And it's not a dickhead thing. Like, I don't understand, like men that are in proper successful marriages and are really happy and really understand that I is I and women are gods and we are to be worshipped and glorified and loved on and all of this stuff. Men that are don't give a fuck about that and are very much in tune with that and understand that, they're the ones in super ultra successful relationships, I. But you see you man there who are still battling women, who are fighting women because you lots want to seem to have the same power as I. When I'm not trying to be a dickhead or anything like that, but I is I. I is I. In every area that you see feminine energy in I. Like, it's not, like, we ain't got to compete. You ain't got, like, as a man, I, you don't need to compete with women. You cannot compete with us, I. Like, I know in this world, you lots, you lots of the big Bruce and but in reality, you man know, like the way you lots need us, you man know you need us, okay? And that's okay, because we need you too. But we don't want you dickheads that want to like diminish us, demean us and think you were above us when you were never above us, because you always come from right there, so, okay? So, and like I said, it's not a competition, and I think that's where some men are going wrong by trying to compete with women, okay? And maybe some women are also going wrong by trying to compete with men, but I'm not gonna lie, I always say this: we can let women do that. I used to say this, yeah. There's a lot of men now on podcasts chatting, all of this stuff, and then they'll be like, oh, but women are chatting. We are women. We've always chatted. We will chat. That's what we do. We chat. We are chatty patties. Since when? Like, what I feel like happened, right? It's just with like the feminist movement, yeah. It created these dynamics that, some were positive, but others were unhealthy, okay? It created a sense, so now it's like women became ultra masculine, etc, blah, 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 okay? Now I feel like with this new wave movement, it's like men are being bitchified, okay, turned into feminine, ultra feminine, and I'm not talking about like, how can I say it? Like being in touch with your feminine side. That's a masculine man that's in touch with his feminine side. That's a very different man, and that's an amazing man, okay? But I'm talking about you masculine men, yeah, that think you're masculine, think you're alpha and all of this shit, but you man move like bitches because all you're doing on the net, online, every day, is bitching about yan. Like, you man are there with your boys for hours on a camera, bitching about girl and all of this stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to be I don't want to get into this, but another topic that I really want to talk about, and I was supposed to talk about in a separate video, is I feel like a lot of man them are here like, you know, chatting about women and all of this stuff and the things that we are getting wrong and all of this stuff, yeah. Instead of like focusing on the bigger picture, okay? Like a lot of you man want to say, you know, this and this, like basically we're fighting within our community, but you man still ain't really topped up on your lot's education skills. You man are still getting arrested in numbers. You man are still like have high unemployment rates. You man are still leaving your children to be raised on their own, yeah? You man are still like, come on, like please. All of this vim you lot have, you lot should have that same vim for the society and the system that is keeping us trapped and below. Have that vim, I. Have that vim, that same vim that you lot have for us. Some of you, because a lot of you lots love us. Aye. But that same vim that you man have, you lot should be using them same voices, as men, instead of bitching. You man should be using them same voices to stand up for our rights, to fight, to create justice. All those muscles, all you lot big body self, all you lot jumping in gym and all of this stuff to then jump online to bitch about gal. Instead of, bro, I'm not gonna lie, do you know what it is? The problem is, men these days wouldn't even die for their baby, like they wouldn't even die for their child. Men, some, you know, will not catch me, you will not catch me. Some, I said it some. I swear to God, if you lot didn't hear the some, I said some. Anyway, as I said, some men, okay, you man would not die for nothing. And that's what makes you lots a man. And I know it sounds fucked and all of this shit, but yo, and it's not even like this is the day and age where you lot need to die, because we've created an environment where we're more, you know, safe and etc. But come on, fight for us, stick up for us. You men are in the positions where you can. Do you understand? It's a man's world. Bullshit. But do you get what I mean? Like, fight for our rights. Look, and this is what I'm gonna say, okay? And a lot of you lots will be like focused on, oh, but it's because of this. The white man is arresting us and The white man wouldn't be able to arrest you, man, if you man weren't on road. The white man wouldn't be able to arrest you, man, if you lot could just swallow your pride and just get a normal job, bro. It's all right to work under somebody else while you save and build yourself up and you know, grind for your own business. That's okay, I. It's okay if you need to work a little supermarket job or something when you're coming up, and then it's okay, I. Well, not when you're in your 40s though, but obviously you get me. If it took you that long, then fair enough, okay? But I'm talking about, you understand? It's okay, I. It's okay to go back to school and study. It's okay to do all of these things to elevate yourself, I. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Don't be so focused and then you'll be like, oh, you know, the white man does this and the white man, some of you lots will be like, the white man does this and the white man's trying to hold us down and the white man's trying to, but let me tell you something first. The first thing we need to do is sort out our own homes. You men are talking about, some of you lots are talking about, oh, the white man this, the white man that, but you lots have how many baby mothers that you're not looking after none of the kids, you're not paying no child support, you're not doing this, you lots are leaving, not marrying women, etc., leaving broken homes, etc., in such large masses, and then you not want to focus. I don't care what the white man is doing. I don't care. And if you really care that bad, do something then. Man's tired of hearing you lot bitch about it, fam. If you're really feeling that press, do something, fam. Do something. Other than that, just shut up and leave it alone. I don't want to hear white man this, white man that, white. No, why? Because it's not the white man that left me. It's not the white man that left my mum with how many kids. It's not the white man that made sure that, do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, come on, it's you, man. It's you, man. It's you, man. It's you, man, walking out on us. We don't give a fuck about the white man. In fact, we'll go lay with the same man that you're telling us to give a fuck about. Because you're telling us he's against you and all this shit. When it's been you, man. It's been you, man. It's been you, man. Not no white man. It's been you, man. It's not the same days, bro. Fuck all of that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And I'm not saying that the systematic racism does not exist. I'm not saying that, But I'm saying none of that would be able to touch us if our families were solid. Look at the Asian people and them. Look at the Albanians and them. You think people like these European, these proper English people like Albanians and them people? Do you think they're just like us? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But them, man, do you think they give a damn? No, why? Because their families and that are solid. Okay, their families and that are solid. But us, look at us. And then you're not going to be like, oh, but women are super masculine. Yeah, because we had to be, bro. We're out here playing all roles. We're out here playing all roles and other people see it. It's only our men, some of our men, some of our men, because I'm seeing a lot of men that are speaking out for I. And I love the I. And I want to shout my praises to you. And I want to say, you know what? First of all, I want to just say a big, massive shout out to my man. My man. Okay? God, I love that motherfucker. I fucking do. I love him so much. It's unreal, okay? Because he showed me that I'm not tapped to believe that we are meant to be worshipped and loved upon. Okay? He showed me that. Women, we are gods, and men are gods too. Okay? Women are gods and men are gods too, but as men, you men are supposed to protect I. You men are supposed to protect I. And yes, I understand that you lot did fail to protect us. Yeah, you man failed to protect us. You know, with everything that went on, I'm talking about back in the day, and like, you know what I mean? You man did fail to protect us then. Okay, we won't go into it too much, but you have a chance now, I. You man have a chance now to protect I. And how do you start by that? By, yo, if you know you're not gonna marry a woman and you're not interested in long term, don't breed her up. Don't breed her up. And if something happens and you know you end up like look after your youths, be there for your youths, raise your kids, and show respect and love and heal wounds, and heal your own wounds. Heal your own wounds through loving a woman, because trust me, when you love that woman's gonna love you back and heal you tenfold, Whatever I brings to I will multiply, Whatever you pour into me, I will multiply. Okay? So, and that's what we do as women, That's what we do. Anyway, I's gonna leave it here. And I just like to say, I's what? I's